everyone, this is Sarah Elena, and today I'm very excited because we're going to talk to Jeannie with J&J Online Innovations, and her and her husband James are a couple that we did help move here to Costa Rica years ago, and I love seeing what people are up to after they've moved. I mean, we've had people buy hotels or start different businesses. And well, one of the questions that I personally get a lot is, well, I want to move, but I don't know what I want to do with my income. Because a lot of times I'll recommend, well, can you do online work? And some people maybe have never done that before. They don't know how to get started. So what's really exciting is that, Jeannie and James specialize in this kind of work. So I would love for them to talk about, or love for you to talk about, what do you guys do? And how do you guys help others? I got started, I was a social worker. And so I also transitioned into online work, but I fumbled through a lot and changed careers within online work and definitely struggled with getting my foot in the door there. So I would love to, I think it'll be really beneficial for others who are thinking about doing the same, especially to, actually move here and have that income to sustain themselves. Because please don't move if you haven't figured out your income yet. It's so important. Don't make the mistakes that I did. So what have you guys been up to? Like, tell me everything. What have you guys been up to since you got here, and how this all started?
Oh, yeah. Hi, everybody. Hi. So let's see. So yes, we did work together. We found you when we were still in Charlotte, North Carolina. And we were on our way to Costa Rica. And we had a 2-year plan. And life went the way life went. And we met you. And then we saw, wow, this could be doable even quicker than we thought, because like a lot of people, I think, Sarah Lana, they don't know that there's help. So people kind of take it on themselves, and then it looks like a trudge, which it is. But then there's people like you, and you kind of go, oh, there's checklists and things that people have done before me that they know what to do. So we jumped on board with you, and we moved in 6 months. So I don't want to freak anybody out, but you could tell we were into it. So that was our plan. We are now 62 and 63 years old. We've been here about 2.5 years. So you guys could do the math. And for a lot of people, it's similar. We went through .com, we went through 9/11, we went through the recession, which was, oh boy. And then we went through the pandemic. And at some point we just said, enough, we've got to do something different. We've got so much time left. How do we get on with this and transition? So, my big thing was I was unwilling to come to Costa Rica without earning a living. Like, that is my safety net. It's what gives me confidence, is to know I can earn money. I'm also unwilling to not work. I love my work. Like many of you, I haven't always loved where I worked or who I worked for, but the jobs that I've done, I love, and where I've done them. So for me, it was, well, how do I do that down there? And I was introduced to a program that I started, and as part of the program I offer as well, where I started doing kind of a self-paced online course to learn how to freelance, basically. And I was doing that course, and I thought, oh, wow, I would do this a lot better with a coach, and this program happens to offer coaching. So I hired a coach, and I started freelancing while I was still in the States, because I wanted to transition. And so I did that, and the work thing at the same time and all that. And I got a coach, and within just a few months, I was actually making money online. And I went, wow, I mean, if I can do this, then I can go where I want to go. And then my head started spinning about everything else I could do with my life if I could actually earn money anywhere I went. And just to be really clear, Sarah Lane, and you know me and James, we did not come down here to retire. That was never our game. Our game was to have a different lifestyle. So we neither want to retire nor can we. We don't want to live on a fixed income yet. Like, we're not there yet. I want to spend money, and, just not there. So I learned how to do it. We moved. I picked up my laptop and I moved to Costa Rica. I had 5 clients online. Only one of them knew that I moved. And I've been kind of going ever since. And I was so inspired by the opportunity to do what I was doing, and to know that I could do something other than and I mean this with love and respect, but I didn't see myself as a greeter at Walmart. I love Walmart. I've shopped at Walmart. I've lived locations where it was the only place to shop, but being a greeter at Walmart was not my gig. And for some of us at a certain age, that was the only opportunities that was ever really afforded to us as an opportunity as we grow older. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I can do something. So I came down here, was so inspired that I then got certified as a coach. So I am now providing coaching to people to learn to do exactly what I learned to do. And so here we are, and I'm doing that. And James is a fractional VP of sales. So he's got clients that he's doing around the world. And we have a casita that we rent. So we've just been those people that are kind of putting together our income in various ways to kind of blend it all so that we can be here and live in Costa Rica. Thanks to you, Sarah Lena. And this isn't even a commercial for you, but thank you, because it made it all possible for us.
Oh. Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the program. So like, who is the program an ideal fit for that you coach? How long does it take to go through the program? What kind of, I guess, demographics do you typically work with, or who do you kind of see, or what are they already struggling with? And, what does that transition look like for them?
So the primary group of people that I've been working with are people 50 and older. That does not mean that I don't work with people younger. I do. There's just people that are 50 or older kind of get me, gray hair, and they're in a certain transition in life. They're either looking toward retirement, they're already retired, or they have their retirement, or they're finishing their work that they're doing, and it's set up as a very specific time in the future, like it's 6 months or a year from now, and they want to move. They want to come to Costa Rica. A lot of people find out that they can't work down here. That's kind of a thing that people don't realize. If you don't have residency, you can't just get a job. I mean, in the United States, I had this thought I would just retire and then I was going to work in a brewery and pull beer. Like, how fun would that be? But you can't do that stuff down here. So I work primarily with people that are looking to transition. They either need to make more money, like to supplement their income, supplement their Social Security, or supplement their investment portfolios, whatever it is. I call it M&M money, massages and margaritas. So they may not need to earn a living like they used to, but they want to earn enough to allow them to do the fun things they want to do, the excursions, or go out to dinner more, or whatever. And they find out that they can work online, like that's even a possibility. And then I show up. Now, I do work with people who are younger that definitely want to take their work online, but I have to be honest, primarily it's people 50 or older. But the programs that I provide, it doesn't matter how old you are, whether you're 30, 35, or 55, 60, 65, the program is the same. What I offer is the same. Does that answer that question, kind of what you were saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a few different programs depending on how people want to work, depending on how much my programs cost depend on the promises I make. It depends on what I provide, how fully I provide it, where you'll be at the end, how I promise to stick around, all of that. So it's really conversational. I do have a website that I guess you'll post or whatever. So I have the different programs on there. But people work with me anywhere from, I want to get up online, I want to have a presence online, I want to be on a marketplace platform, which is where I work. But I'm not ready to go full bore yet or full force yet, but I want to get in it. So I have a few clients right now that they're not going to finish their work in the States for another 6 or 9 months. So I'm starting with them on a smaller package where we'll get them their presence online. And when they get down here, we'll take it fully, which is, let's see, what are your skills? What talents do you have? What do you really like to do? What are you passionate about? Where's that market demand online? And then how do we find that nexus, right? And the important thing for people to know, especially people 50 or older, is there's a way that we are, we don't feel validated as we get older. Like there's something about having gray hair that it means something. And really the truth is all of us have 30, 35, 40 years behind us of amazing skills and talents. We also have ways of understanding what job needs to get done, how to do it, get clarity on that, and then we get it done, and we get it done on time, and it's easy. And clients online love people our age because we just get that kind of work ethic. So we start with skills and what you're up to, and then we build you a profile. And I'm trained in how to write a really, really compelling profile that people will pay attention to. How to give you your title, etc. And then I also work with people on putting together portfolios. So how do you show people what you know? Because some people say, well, you say you do this, you have examples of that. So I help people put together their portfolios online. Then I work with them on clients and jobs. So the platform I work on, there's over 200,000 jobs at any given time. But we can't look at 200,000 jobs. Like, I would just shut my computer and I'd walk away because that would be too overwhelming. So there's a way for filtering and looking at it that you can sit down and have a cup of coffee in the morning and spend an hour and reduce your job search so you can get to the ones that matter to you. So I work on that, and then I show people and teach them how to write really good proposals. So how do you write a proposal with keywords and playback words so that when a client looks at your proposal, you stand out above the rest, right? So you're not boasting about how great you are and what you've done and how much you've done and over the years. Instead, what you're writing about is you heard what the client said, and you're able to speak back to them and address what they said, so they go, oh, this person gets me. And then there's bidding and how do you bid for a job. And then there's everything else that comes with it. So I can work from, the profile and the assessment and stop there, and I can take you all the way out. And I tell people it's just relationships. So I find out about you, we get to know each other, we figure out how we're going to work together, and then we have a great time doing it. And that's what it looks like. It's a conversation like you. It's a conversation. It's all about relationship. And while you might have your program and your courses, which you do, I know you, and you will move around and help people where they need help, right? Mm-hmm. And maybe a little bit off track from what you do, but you'll figure it out, and it's a relationship. And I do the same thing.
Absolutely.
That kind of a picture?
Yeah, absolutely. So is a lot of what you do remote? Because you didn't note that, some people do want to move down to Costa Rica.
Yes.
And some people who are watching this video might be considering Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Panama, Belize. You might be considering other locations. Do you work with people who are also, not necessarily just moving to Costa Rica, but maybe just moving abroad in general?
Absolutely. It's a great question. So yeah. Absolutely. It doesn't matter. I even talk to people that don't really have a story about moving abroad, or if they do, it's part-time. Like maybe they come down in the winter and they're not here full-time, but what they're really looking at is they're getting out of the office and they're going to be done with the job that they're doing. And then there's this huge 15, 20, 25 years in front of them, and they want to know what to do. So it can also be, hey, I want to work in my living room, or I'm changing my home office around and I want to work from home. Can you help me with that? So this is really about digital income. It's about the gig economy. It's about wherever you want to be. And it's for people like my husband and I, we like to travel. Our children are in Europe. So we take our laptops with us and you can work anywhere. And that's sort of the idea. So yeah, it doesn't matter where you are, and it can be Costa Rica or anywhere or nowhere.
Or nowhere. I mean, it essentially just kind of applies to anyone who's just wanting to get into online work.
Well, I got to say that there's just too much scientific evidence. There's too many articles. There's too much going on that says, retirement was set up at an age when we died 5 years later, right? So people wanted the 5 years to rock on their porch or spend time with grandchildren. And I understand that I have a granddaughter. But that's no longer the case. So retirement age still leaves most of us from scientifically a good 20 years left on the planet. And there's just too much evidence that if we get disengaged, if we stop making offers, including the ones we already know how to make, the skill's already there. It's not the skill you need to learn is how to do it online, not the skill itself. Mm-hmm. There's just too much evidence that says that we atrophy, we get isolated, we don't have friends. And the other thing I'll tell you too, everybody, is I do know that whatever bad habits we all have, and we all have bad habits, if we're not engaged in something else that uses our time and uses our energy, our bad habits get more and they get worse. Mm. And I know that happens, and I see it happen. So this is like whether you want to work 5 hours a week or 10 hours a week, or maybe you want to work 20 hours a week, whatever it is, it's something to have a deadline and an engagement and somebody to serve. And it helps us as we grow older to maintain that kind of engagement.
Absolutely. Especially the fact that what I like about online work and what I enjoyed about it too is that, yeah, you can kind of pick and choose how much you want to work. So if you don't want to work too much, don't take on too many clients. If you'll be able to gauge how much work each person you take on will take you, or how much income that'll bring you. And then you can find that happy medium. And then,
Exactly.
body and motion, body and mind stay in motion. You're going to stay in motion because
keep moving forward. Well, you totally get that. I mean, that is your world. You understand how that works, and you've got a full life, and you have a daughter, and you got to grow it and shrink it and grow it and shrink it and more and less. And so you totally get that. Yep, exactly.
Yeah. And I do work with people, and people can get bored down here. And that's a fact. Like if you come down here and you have nothing else to do, even, I mean, they might, I see people, might enjoy the first few months, just, hanging around, doing what they want, because it's good to be, everyone should take some time to relax and decompress, perhaps from a very, years and many years of working 40-hour, maybe 40-hour plus hours a week. But at some point, it can creep in a time where they say, well, okay, I need to do something. Some people might volunteer, but then also, they could also do something that does supplement that fixed income or whatever, whatever they have. I think that's great.
I have definitely had clients who have come to me and said, I'm just bored out of my skull. I mean, I'm just, it's not so much the money. And honestly, some people are on Social Security already. They're pulling it. So they are limited even in how much they can make. So it's really not for them a big part about their income. It's more about, I can only do so much in all these hours a week, and it just drags on and on and on. So that's one of the things. And once you learn how to do it, as long as these are working, you can do it for forever.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I've had times where I've had injuries or whatever, or I've had to recover from things, but as long as I got my hands and I can sit up straight and be fairly coherent, then I can still work.
Yeah. Well, I think it's kind of it's interesting. I think that a lot of us just, what work means for so many of us in the years that we have struggled through work because we had to. I mean, we raised children and you're doing it. So we have this idea about what work is. And for some people, it's even traumatic, and you can get a twitch just thinking about the years that you worked and when you weren't happy and doing what you didn't like to do. And it just doesn't have to be that way. You really can work and do what you like to do. And it's such a privilege to be at a point in life where I still need to make an income. My husband and I still need to make an income, but we don't need to make what we used to make. But to have the privilege to do what I love to do, and to do it with people that get it and want to and are like-minded, and we actually have fun together and we laugh. And sometimes there's some tears because it hits your confidence and things, I get it. But it's such a privilege to just pick and choose. Like, that's like, oh my gosh, I can actually pick and choose what I want to do. And with whom and where. Never in a million years did I see that one coming.
Yeah. And it's interesting, like kind of what turns online can take you to. I mean, when I started, I didn't imagine I would ever have this business. But what I did was I kept collecting skills. Someone say, oh, can you do this? Yes. Can you design websites? Yep. My thing was like, if I can Google it, I can do it. So that's why I ended up picked up all these skills that led to, so when I did start this business, I already know I do all my own websites. I know I can do all these things.
Yes.
So you do learn more skills along the way, as long as you're just willing to either learn them or.
That is a great point. That is a great point, because one of the things, and I have this little presentation that I do with people when I talk to them, but one of the questions people always have is, well, why would an employer hire me? Like, what is it? And there's a lot to be said for freelancers. We're easy to hire. It takes 1 to 3 days for a freelancer. It takes 30 to 60 days for an employee. We can come and go. They can come and go, right? But what clients like, and I have a client right now I work with, is what you're saying is we like to upskill. So, I do Skillshare and Udemy and Coursera, and there's free ones and ones that cost $12. And I was saying I was on an airplane back from Europe over the holidays, and I did a Skillshare on AI. And then I have clients that go, well, can you do this? And I'm like, well, honestly, I haven't, but I can learn it. And they'll go, okay, go off, come back, let me know what you think. Or I do what you do, honestly. And I go, sure, no problem, because I can get online and I can do an hour-long course. And the next thing you know, I have a new skill, and I can now promote the skill online. And it's a little nerdy of us, Sarah Lena. There's a nerdiness to those of us who like to do that. So I've always wanted to learn those new things and always done that. And the upskilling you're talking about is part of the fun of freelancing. And there's so much out there now. There's nothing we all can't learn. And they're usually fun. And you get a little certificate at the end, so you feel accomplished. And just all those little things that you can make happen and do for yourself. So great point. Exactly. Upskilling is a big deal in the freelancing world.
Yeah. Or I noticed that maybe some people have skills that they don't even think are skills. They don't think to add that onto their skill set, and they already have it, but it can just be super easy to learn new ones. I mean,
it is not that hard. I have somebody she's a web designer. She's super smart, whip smart. She knows the technology, and it just so happens that she really likes working with horses too. And she works with horses with disabled children. I said, well, what can we do with that? So I said, there are websites all about that. There are websites when people have disabled children. They go, is there a ranch or a farm in my area where they do training? And they have websites, and they need people to write content for those websites, and they need blogs written for those websites. And are those, a ton of them online? No, there's probably not a ton of those. But if you keep looking, things pop up when you plug in horses or disabled children. And so now she's got a skill where she does all this website stuff, but she's also going to look at content writing for working with horses for disabled children and writing blog content. What a concept. Yeah. So there's all kinds of stuff we all have. That gardening is a big one. I'm a master gardener. Of course, I'm an operations manager during the day, but my superpower is I'm a master gardener. Well, people want you to write content about gardening, political stuff. There's just so much. And that's part of what I work with people on is let's get to what all of that is and what do you want to do?
Yeah, exactly. I remember I started one of my earlier things was also content writing and writing blog articles, uploading real estate homes onto websites, and whatever someone asked me to do. I mean,
it's true. It's I let people know, the thing about it, and you can really relate to this. It is not a get rich quick thing. Freelancing is it's not like come work with Jeannie and I'm going to turn you around to make your $10 million in your first. It is not that. It is a skill. You do have to work at it. You do have to put your attention on it. It's like anything else. It sounds trite or it's an adage, but it is what you put into it. And if you put your time and you learn it, you can get stuff back out of it. And it's just not a get rich quick. And it is, like you said, you start. I mean, my first few jobs, Sarah Lena, I didn't know what I was doing. I was so nervous. And James was standing behind me, my first submission. He's like, hit the button, Jeannie, hit it. You can do this. And it was a 1,500 word blog for $15. And I did 3 of those for the guy. He didn't have a lot of money. He was happy to have me be a beginner because he didn't have to pay me a lot. And then he helped me out and sent me some stuff and we worked it out. And I gave him some great stuff. But when you're on the online world, like what I do, it's all algorithm. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to get the attention of the algorithm to notice that you're making proposals, that you're doing work. And once you get the algorithm going, which takes the first 5 or 6 jobs, then you have much more starts to open up for you. But at the beginning, you got to just be willing to suck it up. And like you said, okay, I'll call and do I'll do a secret shopper for an hour or for 30 minutes and I'll fill out the form and you'll pay me $5. But in return, you're going to give me a great testimonial. You'll give me 5 stars. And then the algorithm sees you. And that's what starts the whole thing. And it's just a little bit of a different world than writing up a resume and sitting for an interview and hoping somebody picks you.
It is. In my personal experience, I think I remembered, my cat's over here, $5 an hour. I was doing jobs for $5 an hour in my very early, this is when I first moved. Well, first I taught English to Chinese people. Then I started out, my friend said, well, she was a virtual assistant. So I said, oh, I'll try that too. I got a computer and I've always been pretty savvy with things. So $5 an hour, that's kind of where I started. And then I landed a few, like one client for $500 a month. And then another one, $250 a month. It was kind of price per month.
Yep.
Then another one. And then I did end up working for my cat. Hey, bud. Hi. Want to say hi to everyone on YouTube?
Hi.
This is
Who's that?
Almost never, no one ever basically sees Meow Meow because he sleeps so much and he's out all night.
Meow Meow?
Yeah, my daughter named him Meow Meow. He
That's a
meows a
perfect
lot.
name. It fits. I would know it's a cat.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not around. I mean, he's a quiet guy. He doesn't.
Yeah.
Yes, he's a
Well,
good
I
boy.
locked my doors up so my dogs can't get in. I have two standard poodles, and they love to come when I do this stuff. So I'm glad we got to get an animal in
Oh,
this because it's
yeah, I
good.
got my dog right here too. Now he's jealous. A lot of my friends don't even know I have a cat. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, and that's my cat, and they've known me for months. They're like, you have a cat? Like,
A
I've
silent
never
cat.
seen a cat here.
So
But
yeah, you totally get it. That's exactly
yes,
how it works. That's
yes.
exactly how it works.
Yep. And then I remember I worked for a lawyer who was one of my favorite. He does watch my videos. Amazing human.
And they love having you, and they're not paying you your insurance, and they're not done, and you're just doing your job, and you get it done, and they're like, wow, this is so easy. I don't have to put up with all the other stuff because this
Yeah,
person just does the work.
exactly.
Exactly.
And it's usually project based too, because that helps. So yeah,
Yes,
it's just you got to just start somewhere. You got to swallow your ego a little bit and
a lot.
take lesser paying things maybe at first.
Yep.
Just to get some more under your belt, get the good reviews, and
Yes.
pay off. And then you again learning the new skills, and who knows where it could lead. You end up
Exactly.
starting your own business
Yep.
through, like, I guess your passion of, wow, hey, I got to learn this. I want to help other people learn it too. A lot of the skills that I learned have helped me be able to operate and run a business, which have been great. And I still take courses. I mean, I still
I,
take.
I, you have to, because I watch you like we all do, and there's always something new happening and something new you're doing or some new little thing. And I'm like, oh, she's learned. I've watched you, and I'm like, she's learning new things.
Yeah. Learning
Yeah,
skills.
it's terrific. You nailed it. That's everything. It's exactly what it looks like. Project based is always what I recommend. Don't do hourly. And at the end of the day, everybody can get up online. Everybody can do what you're doing. And my job as a coach is to make it easier, make it more fun, reduce your time, and reduce trial and error. And I'm all for all that kind of stuff. If people go to my website, I have my whole about page at the beginning, and I have a section about, so why would you hire a coach? What do coaches do for you in this situation that wouldn't happen for you if you didn't? So everybody, you can check that out too.
Yes. I highly recommend just coaches in general. And
Yep.
also, there's so many endless articles of how to work online, but to be able to go to someone like you who can get to know the person, you can get to know the person that you're working with, understand them. Yeah. What are they good at? And really help them actually just narrow
Yeah.
things down. And I mean, I say like our service, it's in like what yours is, it's a shortcut. It's like
Yeah.
taking a shortcut. The
It's
person's going to save all that time and
Yep.
money in the end by just
Yep.
going direct to someone who knows what they're doing and just taking that shortcut.
It's a huge shortcut. I mean, what you enabled us to do, move down here, was huge. And now I watch some of the social media comments and the questions people are asking, and I'm like, that's a legitimate question to ask, but you're asking a slew of people you don't know that aren't trusted in the sense of they haven't done it, they've only done it themselves. So you're like all over, and there's these people like Sarah Lena who's already figured it all out, got the program in line, you can check the boxes, you got the forms, she's got the connections, and we use your connections too, who I'm also making sure people know about. I mean, insurance we use, car broker we've used, you helped us get our first rental. And there's a couple of other ones, and I still work with them all, and they're all terrific, and I can't say enough. So absolutely, shortcut is everything.
Yes. Shortcuts.
Time, money, and energy. Save it all.
Exactly. All right.
All
Well, I
right.
appreciate you coming on here, and it was really nice to catch up with you. And I really do love what you're doing. And I think that this is great for a large demographic of people who are wanting to move down. Well, I guess to Costa Rica or anywhere.
Anywhere. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anywhere. So
Yeah.
I'll have Jeannie's information down below so you can get in touch with her. And, you do the free consults. So,
Yep.
you can at least, just like I do free consults, it's good to get to see if it's a good fit, answer some questions,
Mm-hmm.
See what the next steps would look like there. And well, this is anyone's first video. I help people move to Costa Rica. If you haven't figured that out already, my information will also be down below. And no, I really appreciate your time. And this is really fun.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity, and hope to talk to people and enjoy your life, and come on down to Costa Rica. Bye, meow, meow.
No,
Bye,
meow, meow. Real appearance. Actually, wait, meow, meow isn't a really good video. If someone goes real old in my channel, there was a jungle walk that I did, and meow, meow came walking with me through the jungle with like my other dogs that I had.
Your jungle cat.
He went far. I mean, he's actually he's a really cool cat. And he's pretty adventurous, but now he's just kind of relaxed now. He doesn't do anything too exciting anymore.
All right.
All righty. Well, we'll catch
care.
up